Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, and here is your fun fact of the day. The book of Joel has a little bit of a distinction in that it is almost impossible to completely pin down when this prophet lived and worked in Israel. We know a few details about him. We know that his dad's name. We know that he primarily served in Judah, had some pretty good familiarity with the temple and the sacrifice system, and that he largely draws upon natural imagery, things like the sun and the moon and the water and the nature. Now, the exact date of writing remains difficult for Old Testament scholars because Joel completely, explicitly refrains from mentioning a single king's name in his whole book, or even implicitly. So we don't actually know exactly which ruler may have been on the throne while he did this. Well, this may have actually helped contribute to a theory that says that will give us a better time frame for when it was written, because this omission could actually be intentional based on the idea that Judah at one point actually had a ruling queen, not a king. Around 835 BC, Athaliah was the only ruling queen ever to sit upon a throne in Judah. Upon her death, she only had her young son Joash to rule, and he was a little too young to rule, so really the priests basically helped him rule or ruled for him while he just sat on the throne until he was a proper age. So if Joel prophesied during this caretaking period, then it would only make sense that he doesn't explicitly mention a king, because there was only a queen and then basically a puppet boy king who wasn't effectively a king. So all this information helps relatively, along with some other things that he mentions, point to approximately the early 800s BC, which would actually make him one of the earliest prophets in the entire Bible, making him on par around the same time as the prophet Elisha, who happened back in 2 Kings. Now, the book of Joel is important because it is one of the first to develop the often mentioned day of the Lord. Judgment, salvation, the Lord having his day to come back and do as what he is bound to do on this earth and to this earth. Find out some more of that by reading through it sometime. Thank you for joining me for this fun fact of the day. See you again soon.